Actually, I want us to have like a proper conversation above the noise. No gimmicks. Like straight, honest conversation about Japan. It's so weird how we start saying Japan.
What was the Ghanaian?
What's the Ghanaian one anymore? I want to burger. Like we don't say burger anymore.
Really, that's what it was a thing that you say.
Yeah, I want to burger.
No, because I know that when you calm down, you are a burger.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but then I didn't think that the verb, because I know it as a noun, you're a burger. Yeah. I didn't think that it was a verb. Like,
what's the verb for Ghana? It's burger, right? I want to burger. Or
I think someone that came down is called a burger. I don't know.
No, but we never used to say
Japa.
Japa. That's what I'm saying. Like Japa is like Nigerian.
Well, can you blame us because we've sort of
kind of merged everything together?
So
to be very fair,
it's not. I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary. I think that people make a big deal out of a lot of things that we can just, shrug our shoulders and then move on.
But when we look at migration, like in as much as we are like fooling everything, do you think it has a positive or negative effect on the country? Like when people move out?
I think it's a double-edged sword because on one hand, you're losing, especially if a lot of the youth are moving out. So we see issues about nurses who always want to move out. We see the doctors always want. If we are losing a major part of, the youth population in Ghana to the outside countries, that's a problem. Because then at the end of the day, if I am growing up, I see that all my family members, they after university, they are gone. That's the way for me.
I think I agree with that. Coming from an economic perspective, it's like with more people coming into the system, if we need labor to do stuff, they will actually want MMP no But with a lot of people coming into the system, that means there's more burden on the system to take care of those people as well. That's why you find people leaving Ghana to go be nurses, cleaners and stuff like that. There's a lot of jobs.
And I feel like majority of the time, when people are migrating, is sort of like the best of the best, like the creme de la creme. Because most of the time, if you want to move from Ghana to Europe, Charlie, you can't just get up and go. It's either you are super smart, you've applied for some scholarships, you are learning, you are going.
Really?
I don't mean just intellectually.
Right.
I mean the best skilled people are going.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Do you think it's something that we should be bothered about? Like maybe in the next 50 years,
what are you doing for us here in this country that you want us to stay? That's the question I want to ask you. Because I don't understand. Why are you asking me if it is positive or negative? You ask your sister here if I give you tickets. Right now, what are you going to do?
I'll stay.
Why? What's happening?
I love Ghana.
I mean, I wasn't born there.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't born there, but coming from the perspective of someone that lives there, working there is good. Like, but living there,
People don't understand.
we'll put subtitles on it. Working there is good, but living there is a problem.
Everybody says that.
Living in as much, but with Ghana has a lot of problems. We're not gonna lie, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. Ghana here, sunny people, but the thing is, living here
It's better.
is better, way better. Why is the weather so evasive? I can feel it in my nose.
Yeah.
It's getting into places I don't even think it should be able to get into. That's what's crazy about Ghana. You know what to expect.
Yeah.
If it's not raining, then it's sunny.
Yeah.
So that's it.
What are you doing? I'm putting on the spot here, but I have to. What are you doing to make Ghana better? Because like how she was moving to me, that what have I done to make Ghana better? You are like in between the two.
Okay.
So like, what are you doing to feel like kind of give back to Ghana for leaving us? What are you doing to give back to the country?
So that is a very good question because it kind of falls into why I became a content creator. I became a content creator because I realized that my people or my tribe were being treated like a minority where we're not a minority. I feel like a lot of people just assume that if you're Ghanaian, automatically you speak Chi, but there's more than just one language in Ghana. There's a lot of languages. So I didn't like that. I don't have a problem with trees or Akans or whatever. I just don't like being associated with that. So that was why I'm trying to promote my language. That's why I speak a bit of English. Then I speak English again. So that's my way of giving back, pushing out there. So people ask, oh, do you know this guy? What language is he speaking? It's gone. Oh, gone. I didn't know there was another language in Ghana.
Yeah.
Then it gets that conversation going. So that's my way of.
So you actively like speak Ghana even in your content creation videos?
I actively speak Ghana
cool.
in everything I do.
That's cool. Okay.
People talk about leaving as if it's easy to leave. Like you can just app and then say, I'm gonna get my passport, I'm gonna get my visa, and then I'm off. But the amount of money that you need to gather, I know somebody currently who is selling his land.
Charlie, just so that he can leave.
Yes. And people are going through a lot of dubious means. People are they're going through a lot just to be able to leave the country. So if I say yes, I've thought of leaving, then I look at my salary and how many years
mismatch.
would I have to save all? That is if I don't eat, if I don't pay bills. It's very disheartening.
Yeah.
It's very disheartening. And again, if you look at the opportunities available, let's say career-wise, job-wise, it's so hard for you to even get out of the unemployment situation. Yeah. Now that you've gotten a job, it's not even any job, it's 1,000 cedis that they're giving you, or it's 1,500 that they're giving you.
So I want to even like pick off of what you said about like people trying to find like dubious ways of leaving the country. Do you think organizations like the European Union are doing their bits to sort of like ensure that we move legally in and out of the country, or in and out of the region?
I think they're trying. Saneji, sometimes they might be overdoing it.
When you say overdoing it, do you mean positively or negatively?
Like overdoing it in the sense that your restrictions are too
mad
much.
Sometimes, yeah.
To get a visa just to leave the country, you're gonna have to go through a lot of process, unless maybe you know someone that knows someone.
Crazy. You don't want to let everybody just come in, and you also don't want just everybody to go out as well. So they have to like sort of find a balance. I read somewhere that like they have like active programs to ensure that people can leave the country legally. And even for like people who are into education and then the crafts and stuff that you mentioned, there's like their Erasmus Plus, stuff like that they do for people to be able to move legally. But like he's saying, generally it can be very difficult if you don't know that these things exist.
I don't want to have to leave to make it. That's it. True.
And I think there are some initiatives that some of these organizations are doing, like job creation and showing that there's like training programs, people to be able to actively like improve themselves within the country. So definitely I agree, it's not all the time that you have to move. Now let's look at it in the opposite direction. People like Idris Alba, we have some of the footballers as well. They go and then they come, don't go because they live there, right? But they come to Ghana, they have this whole epiphany and they're like, I want to give back. Do you think that they genuinely want to give back, or it's just for the social media, for the vibes?
Because if they do something here when no one is doing something like that, the way Ghanaians are, we're very hospitable. Like sometimes we're too hospitable, and it's little things that excite us.
Yeah.
So if we see someone like it, just because I remember when he came out to say that he is Ghanaian and he's gone. It was news.
Yeah.
It was news that we're posting on our channels and stuff, and someone's ethnicity excites us.
So he's actively doing the work.
He is doing it. The rest of them, I don't know, because I heard about the airline that's gonna make it cheaper for Ghanaians to fly in and out of Ghana.
Yeah.
I heard about that. I don't know how far that's going, but so everyone can say anything. It's about who's actually doing something.
Yeah, but then when we look at the continent itself, do you think there are like opportunities here in Africa and Ghana for us? It's like we are just not seeing the bigger picture. Do you think there are actually opportunities on the continent for us so that there's no need for us to actively migrate?
Even if there are, maybe there are opportunities, there are things that we can do in the continent in Ghana, but I think also a little extra push is needed in various aspects, because the people want to work.
Yeah.
People actually want to work. People want to do things for themselves. Nobody wants to be poor.
Yeah.
No. It's just the situation
And then the narrative, I feel like sometimes some of the people in power, like they make it look as if the youth of Ghana, we are lazy, we don't want to work.
Well, it's not even just the people in power. It's the people who have small authority pay. Opportunities, yes, but I think that they should help. We need to be helped.
Yeah. I also think everyone is trying to make it or be successful in the traditional route. Be a doctor, be a pilot, be this and that, but the outside world have shown us that there's actually more than one avenue for success. But trying to convince a typical Ghanaian parent is
So tough.
it's a battle on its own. Because maybe you can take a child to a school, but then the child is more artistic than some other child that can put numbers together and be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
But the parent's gonna think the child is being stupid.
Exactly.
But no, the child is not being stupid. The child is just not in the right environment. But that's one of our
I
problems
think
as
your
well.
generation is changing that.
Yeah, changing it.
Your
Yeah,
generation.
your generation.
That was what I was even commenting, because I don't think if I stayed in Ghana, I would have gone to where I've gone to. But
I was
then I
about
don't
to
know.
say. I was about to say, because I feel most people thrive more creatively when they are outside, because it's more they're
Yeah,
more
there's more
open-minded.
freedom to do what-
So it's almost as if you kind of need that to be successful. So in your opinion, do you feel like Europe needs to sort of manage how the young Africans move into Europe or not? Or do you think they're managing it properly already?
I think there is something they're working on.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is more room for improvement,
I
because
think so too.
with something concerning people coming into their country, there's a lot of things they have to consider. Security is number one. In as much as they're helping us, they have to think about themselves
They have
first.
to find a
But also
balance.
there's also the thing of, so there's something called dependency theory. So they say that dependency theories are of the notion that if you keep helping somebody, they can't stand on their own, basically. So honestly, if you look at it from both sides, they cannot really always be holding our hand.
Yeah.
We have to do something in-house, we have to do something in the country, help ourselves, and then now it's not a matter of life and death that I have to travel. It's more of, you know what, let me explore Europe.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah.
But how do you tell the difference between someone who is like a refugee and someone who is genuinely going to look for brighter futures? Like, how would you know? You wouldn't know,
That's
but how would they know that, Charlie, we are just moving there because we actually want a brighter future?
Right. I don't know. Honestly, this type of conversations are a bit tricky because we don't know the psyche of the person.
Who is here.
So you can't really determine. You can just hope and pray to your God.
Yeah. And I think in the future, just like how they put so much premium on intellectuals to be able to travel, the creative space is now growing. I
Right.
think the EU needs to have like more opportunities for creatives. And I think when things are so strict and it's like, hey, you can't go to Europe if you need this, you need that, it makes it much more like, it makes people more irate to go, if that makes sense.
It's like telling you not to push the red button.
Exactly. So
That's
they're
what you
like
want to do it.
finding.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't think they should ease up necessarily everything, but there should be certain caveats. Like for creatives, there should be a possibility to be able to travel with a particular brand. You know, they are going there for like 2 weeks, going for a workshop, coming back. If there's that flow in and out, nobody will be irate that, hey, I have to move in. I think like stuff like that is very, very important. And also, I know that, Charlie, when people go out, they really work.
Yeah.
Like the Ghanaians are working.
Well, people have master's degrees and they go and then they are cleaners and they are doing the type of jobs that in Ghana they would
wouldn't do.
never do.
Yeah.
If they look at the bigger picture, they are okay. So
I think I read somewhere that I think 1 year there was like $4.7 billion worth of like money coming out into Ghana from arbitrary. So like it's like give and take. We are developing there and then it's also sort of like bringing money back into the country. So I don't think migration is necessarily a bad thing, but then once the EU is able to sort of regularize it, make it more streamline things, let people travel for different reasons, different type of visas, different types, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like the EU does have like things they could work on, but Ghana should also play a role inside. Like there should be incentives for people to want to come back. Like I'm going to learn and I'm coming back to Ghana to do something. But there's no really an incentive. So if they go, they're like, my coincidence. You get it? Like, why am I gonna come back?
I think that's very key. Definitely, there should be a drawback factor, something that makes people want to come back. And that goes back to our governments, the institutions, giving people opportunities. Because you realize that some people, when they travel and they come back and they're trying to do something in Ghana, it's like, we ain't paying them, like, who has sent you, like, you know?
And even when they try and they do something, in 2 years, 3 years, the business will collapse.
Yeah, because the stuff, it's very solid.
There's also PhD as well, Ghanaians. As a people,
pull him down syndrome.
Yeah, they don't understand it. They don't understand why I should watch you go there. Like, why can't I be there? But what they need to understand is sometimes you actually have to help someone to go up.
Ghanaian witchcraft.
Always
because you can use it to do good.
Yes, facts.
But no, they will rather pull you down.
100%.
I see what you mean. Yeah. But Charlie, this conversation was a good one.
Yeah.